recent $20,000 price drop just hit this beautiful Ocala home. Features quartz countertops, 3-car garage, and an amazing floor plan. So let's dive right in. If you want instant access to properties just like this, I'm gonna have a QR code up on the screen where you can kind of get access directly to my website, in which you'll find the VIP list. The VIP list is gonna ask you for a few key details of your search criteria and where I should send those properties. And as soon as I have a chance, I'll send properties to you. Just yesterday, I think we had like 5 different people subscribe to it. So it's exciting seeing that people wanna get the conversation going, but they may not be ready for the phone call yet. They just wanna get properties sent to them right away. So if you're ready for a phone call, just call me. But if you're not ready for a phone call and you just want beautiful homes like this emailed to you, then just go in the description or on this QR code and just sign up for the VIP list. So doing a webinar for first-time home buyers in the description and the QR code as well. You'll be able to subscribe to that, where it's happening, I think 1 to 2 Thursdays from now, where we're gonna go over the home buying process, talk about some down payment programs and different things to look for when buying a home. Since I'm in the mortgage industry and the real estate industry, I'm able to walk you through those different scenarios there. So if you wanna join that first-time home buyer webinar, it's gonna be an Eventbrite link, which is on my website, which will lead you to a free Zoom call when the time comes. Finally, introducing also the silent walkthrough. Well, there's music. So if you're looking to look at homes like this, but you don't want to watch this 20, 30, 40-minute video to get the walkthrough based on one of the comments that I got recently, I'm gonna link also on my website my secondary channel. I got about 5, so that's the second one there, in which you'll be able to see this home in just the walkthrough. You get a little bit of drone sometimes and you'll see the walkthrough throughout the home, so that if you're that person that doesn't want to hear like all the mumbo jumbo and you just want to see these beautiful homes, that's going to be available starting today. Well, it's been available already, but I'm going to plug you guys for the first time into that secondary channel. It's going to be my team's channel, so you'll probably see a few of the team members as well on that channel. So just go on my website, which you can get the QR code to get you to the website, and you'll be able to see just the walkthroughs of these homes. This is our first time meeting. My name is Joe Denny. I'm a Florida realtor and mortgage broker. I'm able to shop up to 61 different lenders with one credit pool. And if you want it to be a soft credit pool up front, just to get the conversation going, we can kind of get that process started. So I'll have my mortgage link somewhere down in the description as well. But on this channel, we explore all these beautiful homes throughout the state of Florida. And today we're in Ocala, we're in Marion Oaks, checking out this home that just received a $20,000 price reduction. You got this nice island here, but this is a 4-3. It's pretty nice because you have a whole nother bedroom here with a bathroom inside of it, and you have its own closet. So this can kind of be like your in-law suite, but we'll save that to the end. So if this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel so you can see future videos like this. Drop a like, also share it with somebody who might be looking to buy a home somewhere in Florida. That helps me a lot. And I'll have my social media handles for like the Instagram and the TikTok and everything somewhere on the screen, as well as the QR code, which is gonna take you to all the other great resources. Let's start from the outside. So we're in Marion Oaks, 34473, very popular part of Ocala. So whenever you think I want to be in the mid 200s to the low 300s, I want the 1/4 acre to the 1/2 acre lots, maybe 1/3 of an acre, no HOA, no CDD, so you don't really want the restrictions. Marion Oaks is where a lot of people would land. There's also areas in Ocala that have HOA, and there's also areas that have more land. So you have like Rolling Hills area where you can have bigger lots as well. The Marion Oaks area is very popular. We're about 15 minutes from Market Street at Heathbrook. You're gonna have the dining, entertainment, the movie theater. Man, look at that huge AC. Must get really cold in there if that thing is on. It's not on right now, but man. We're about 25 minutes from the World Equestrian Center, 20 minutes from Silver Spring State Park, about an hour and a half from Orlando. All right, this is your lot. So we have a 4-3 home with 3-car garage, so 433, and you have a fence that the neighbors put already in the back. So all you got to do is kind of like finish the sides and the front. So you're like 30% of the way fenced. Would this be 30%? I'm not sure. Got your lanai out here. A lot of buyers that reach out to me, they love the lanais. They don't love carpet. Unfortunately, the home has carpet, but we can't win them all. This is a great floor plan. So this is gonna be the side in the back right here. Also, as far as the utilities go, some of these places out here have the well and the septic. This one's on septic and public water, so you have city water. So there's pros and cons to having the well and the septic. There's pros and cons to having the public water. A lot of them are on septic, but some are well and some are public water. Just thought I should put that out there in case you're wondering. And even though there's a $20,000 discount on this property, the builder's still doing incentives on it. So if you want to try to get a better deal, just reach out to me. We can try to make that happen. All right, so you step inside your property. You have one of the bedrooms right there. Other bedrooms are over here next to your laundry room, which, by the way, you're gonna get a washer and dryer with this one. And then you're gonna have access to your primary right over here. It's a beautiful kitchen, upgraded countertops. They actually put the backsplash. A lot of builders don't put backsplash on some of these properties. And you got the stainless steel appliances with some awesome quartz updated countertops on this property. Very, very nice 3-car garage. So you have a few vehicles, maybe some jet skis. You kind of got like this tandem garage feel where the third car would go. So it goes a little bit further back. Possibly if you want to put a boat back there. Can't really fit like an RV in there, but you got like this 3-car garage scenario going on here with more space on this one. So right off the laundry room, you're gonna have access to one of the first bedrooms right over here. Carpet in the rooms. I'm digging the doors, really nice doors. So it's not none of those folding doors. You got some nice closet space over there. All right, this is one of the bathrooms right here. This is one of 3 of the bathrooms that you're gonna have. This cool little window right here, so you get some natural light coming in. All right, bedroom number 2. I'll show you guys like the first bedroom at the end to kind of show you guys like how you can kind of turn that into like maybe an in-law suite or guest room over there. Or maybe a work from home space because you got the bathroom there, the closet and everything. This one has 2 doors, so this closet might be a little bit bigger. Yeah, you got a slightly bigger closet over here. Not bad at all. And then you walk back to like the main areas here, and you got the kitchen over here. That was the living room right there. Dining. This is an open floor plan, so you got like the living room, dining room, kitchen combo all in one. And then we got the pantry in here. Nice size pantry. And you got your little covered lanai back here, which is a major plus out here in Florida to enjoy this weather. give you guys this angle real quick so you can kind of see all the space you're working with over here. All right, let's go into your primary. So you got the tray ceilings, and what's cool is you have 2 closets, and you got like that, the mirror right over there, so you can kind of see from over here. It's impossible to try to film this angle without being caught like in the mirror. Unless if you know any tricks with AI, maybe that could make me disappear in the video. 1 closet here, definitely a bigger closet than the other ones. Another closet there. So got that closet space there. This is a look at your room right there. Got those nice tray ceilings right there. I'd probably put like a ceiling fan up there. And you have the cable there on that wall. So most likely that's gonna be where you're gonna probably mount the TV right there. And then possibly put the bed on that side there in between those 2 windows. All right, so we got the dual sink vanity over here. Very nice, very nice. Loving the colors, loving the tile. It's a pretty nice size shower. Goes all the way back there. And you got the toilet over here with the poop door. So you get some privacy in there. And you got a window right here. So you get some natural light that comes in. Or if you want to open the window. All right, so this is it here for your primary. So this next part is going to be pretty cool. This property has another room in the front, which is the 4th room with a bathroom in it as well. So you kind of see this floor plan, and you kind of think like, oh, you got 2 primary rooms, 2 primary situations in here with bathrooms as well. This one here that we just came out of, this is definitely the main primary there, but let's take a look at this room here to kind of show you guys what one of the bonuses. Well, there's a lot of bonuses here. Square footage, the 3rd car garage. Check it out. So when you walk in, you're gonna have your room right over here. And then you're gonna have a closet right there. And then you're gonna have another bathroom right here. So 4 beds, 3 full baths. Look, you have a tub in here. Beautiful tile work throughout this property. Beautiful custom finishes are nice and custom. Light fixtures are cool. And then you can kind of like come back to your main area. So that would make sense for like somebody's like staying over, in the guest room, your work from home space where you want to have like minimal distractions. So you can put like a fridge in there. You already got a bathroom in there. So for any bathroom breaks, you just go right there. So that's a cool little work from home space or like a guest room as well. All right, so we are back in the home studio and we're gonna talk about the numbers as well as the home buying process and some parts to that process there. So got the iPad screen up, kind of show you guys. This property is right now $350,000. So you got a 4 bed, 3 bath, 3 car garage, sitting just under 2,000 square feet, 1990 to be exact. So we got a 4.3 and we got the public water and the septic system for the sewer there. Now, one of the most controversial parts of like buying a property, especially new construction, is the whole property tax thing, where a lot of people say, oh, my taxes went up or this happened after some time. Well, right now, the taxes on the actual property itself is on just the dirt value or the land value of the dirt before the structure was put on there. It gets reassessed after some time after the property is purchased. So what we did was we went on Marion County, we went on the property appraiser or tax collector's website, which you can do right now if you Google it, and there's a tax estimator tool where it'll ask you a few questions such as price and if you're homesteading the property or not and which side of Ocala you're gonna buy it on. And it averages about 1.45% as far as like what the taxes would be. So an estimate would be about $5,000 there, which is $423 a month. And insurance, which we can actually get it for cheaper. We got some options that might be a little bit lower, but let's just use conservative numbers, $125 a month. The actual rent potentially in the area for a property like this could be between the low to mid 2000s. So you're in between $2,200 to $2,400. And for all these assumptions on all these loans that we're about to show you, we have potentially a 4% on the closing costs. Now, Closing costs can vary depending on how you're buying the loan, if you need points or anything. So we're just using conservative numbers, 14,000, and we're gonna use monthly taxes at around 420, and the HOI monthly insurance about 125. Let's talk about a VA option. So for the veterans out there, you got the VA loan, which is 100% financing, no down payment. Depending on what the rate is at the time of this video, you know, it's in the sixes, the down payment's gonna be 0. The monthly PITI, which is principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, it's gonna float right around the mid 2000s, so you'd be around 2,500. Closing costs at 14,000, so the total cash to close is gonna be around $14,000. We can actually ask the seller to help you out with that because the max concession is around 4%. So we'll be able to see if the seller is motivated enough to ask you, to help you by asking them for those concessions there. Next one is FHA loans, a very popular one, 3.5% down. Interest rates right around 6.5. Down payment's gonna be 12,250. And then the monthly principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, you're gonna float around 2,800. So I would say 2,800 to 2,900 as an estimate there. 14K for the closing costs. Total cash to close between the down payment and the closing costs together, so it's this and this, should equal that, which is the $26,000 there. The max allowable concession for an FHA loan is 6%, but it doesn't mean that they're allowed to use the concessions for the down payment. The concession can only go toward like the closing costs. You still have to pay like your down payment with like money of your own or like gift funds or some sort of program, which if you need a program, I can help you with that as well. So that's what that FHA option looks like. Let's go to conventional. There's several different conventional options. This is a 5% conventional option with the rate sitting right around mid to high 6%. So the down payment will be on 17.5. Monthly payments will be 2,800. Closing costs, total cash to close, max concession is gonna be right around 10.5. Second home options, vacation home options. So you're watching these videos from a different state like New York, California, Puerto Rico, different places where you're like, I wanna buy those properties because they look so awesome and the prices are great, but I'm not ready to move yet. So you have an option of buying it as a second home, which would be 10% down. So the rates on that are gonna be in 6.625, but what actually happens is, depending on if you buy for a second home or for like an investment property, the rate's gonna change based on the risk factors. So consult with a mortgage broker to get a better understanding of how that would work. Down payment, 10%. And there's also closing costs there, which puts your total cash to close around the 50K, 55K, depending on if you need points or not. So you'll be in the 50Ks right there. Max concessions about 10.5 right there. Investors, well, before I go to investors, 20% down on a primary residence, you're gonna get a better rate. 20% down and buying it as an investment property, the rate's not gonna be as good. So 70K with the down payment, 14K as far as like the closing costs will put you at $84,000 as far as like cash to close there. Max allowable concessions are gonna be 10,500. Payments will float around 2,300. So that's gonna be how those numbers look when you're trying to buy a property like this. Now, I wanted to go over what the home buying process looks like and kind of give you guys a little bit of guide. Now, I do a webinar 1 to 2 times a month in which we go over these presentations, but I want to kind of go over it here as well for those of you who haven't seen it yet. So, first things first, you want to get pre-approved if you're looking to possibly finance a home. And being in the mortgage industry as well, I'm able to do a soft credit pull and shop up to 61 different lenders. So we'll be able to do a soft credit pull first, and we'll figure out what options we have. And then if you kind of like the simulations that we put together, then we run hard credit, and then we go shopping. Those pre-approvals are good for about 2 to 4 months. So once we run the credit there, depending on the loan product you're going with. Then we have to figure out, is there some sort of commitment with the agent and the client? And the way that works is between an exclusive buyer-broker agreement or just a temporary showing agreement. And it's crazy because there's certain clients that I meet on websites like Zillow, Realtor.com, where there's not really trust there yet in either direction. So they're not gonna sign an exclusive buyer-broker agreement tying them into working with me for like 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Whereas there's people that be finding me on YouTube and they're like, hey, I want to buy a house. I've been watching a few of your videos, and where do I sign? So it depends on kind of where you find me. Some people want to sign the buyer broker agreement. Some people are like, yeah, I don't really know if I like this guy or not, so let's just sign a temporary showroom agreement. You get to decide which agreement you want to sign. We have to have some sort of agreement in place before seeing some houses. We'll talk about some of the buyer protections in there and how we're going to personally guide you through that process. Now, the actual home search experience is pretty awesome. We have a modern website in which you'll find all the properties that you're going to see on Realtor.com, on Zillow, on all those public-facing websites. And you're able to actually favorite the ones that you like by clicking the heart icon on the website. And on your side, there's a portal where you can see which properties you favorited. And on my side, I can see that as well. So that's super important, because if you have a trip coming up to Florida and you want to see a few of those houses, well, do you want me to randomly pick the properties for you, or would you like me to schedule the ones that you've picked? And 9 out of 10 times, clients usually prefer for us to schedule what they picked. So it's never really worked out where I get to just randomly pick what the best properties are, because what's best for me might not be best for you. Then we talk about, so the next step is, once we've identified the properties, we have to put it in writing what we're trying to offer, potentially what earnest money deposit, initial deposit is going to be submitted, anywhere between 1 to 10%. And then we have to add contingencies to the offers. So we have to have protective clauses in these offers to protect you, such as the inspection period, the appraisal, the sale of buyer's home if you're selling a home, the financing contingencies. There's so many protective clauses that we can add into the contract to protect your deposit throughout the process. Usually within the first week of buying a property, you want to get a home inspection. And usually on the second to third week, there's an appraisal that happens if you're not buying cash. So the home inspector's job, determine the condition of the property and find issues. The appraiser's job, determine the value of the property. So together, separately, they both are working together for you to help you, but they're doing different things. So then if we're doing a mortgage, we're collecting all those documents up front, we're putting the contract together, and then we're handing it off to a processor who's gonna basically double check everything. It's gonna get super frustrating because they're gonna re-ask you for certain documents. They're gonna need a new pay stub, a new bank statement, letter of explanations. They'll need different things to get the process moving, because the goal is to give it to an underwriter. So we're trying to make this package super pretty to give it to an underwriter there, so that the underwriter can issue what's called the clear to close, and that's when you'll be able to close on your property. Once you have a clear to close, that's when you have your appointment at the title company, is when you're gonna sign the final paperwork, fund the transaction, and then it's actually time to celebrate. Some of the key things to look for when you're buying a home in Florida is homestead exemption, HOA and CDD fees, and new construction benefit. So if you're buying the property as a primary residence, not only do you get a small tax break, but there's added protection to filing the homestead exemption. The title company is gonna give you more information on that, or if you want more information right now, just call the tax collector in the county and they'll give you how that would work. HOA and CDD fees. Always be mindful of the communities in an HOA or CDD and what those include. Some CDD fees are temporary for a certain amount of time, whereas other may be forever and they could change. So it's good to know what you're paying for. Not saying CDDs are bad, sometimes you'll get great amenities in CDD communities. It's just, I want everybody to be mindful of what they're basically paying for. But that's pretty much it there as far as what that looks like with the numbers of that property there. If you found any value in this video, consider subscribing to this channel and drop a like. Now, we're gonna get the drone in the air to kind of give you guys an idea of what the aerials look like in the area here. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next video.